Have you thought about buying a website to generate additional income streams? You might be wondering how to avoid being ripped off when you're buying a website. In this video, I'm going to talk about 5 common ways sellers can try to rip you off so you can make sure that you're not buying a garbage website. Hey, Brandon here from onlineinvestors.com. On this channel, we talk about building, buying, and selling profitable online businesses. If you want to learn how to build multiple online income streams, make sure you subscribe to this channel and check out the resources in the description of this video. Buying a website is not easy. There are a ton of garbage websites and shady sellers out there, and the last thing you want to do is get scammed when you're trying to buy a website as an investment. To avoid getting scammed, you have to make sure you do your research and due diligence. Doing proper due diligence is the process of investigating a site's present and past performance as well as its owner. Here are 5 things you must look for when you're buying a website. Number 1, exaggerated value. Exaggerating the value of something is very common and it's easy to do. This applies to everything, not just websites. You can exaggerate the value of houses, used cars, or artwork. In many sales transactions, it can be easy for the seller to try to exaggerate the value. The hard part about exaggerating value is it's not really a scam, so you need to understand what you're buying when you're looking to purchase a website. An easy way a seller can exaggerate the value would be if they got a keyword-heavy domain and then referenced keyword traffic estimates to try to sell you on the potential traffic. Let's say someone was selling huntinggearreviews.com. They put a few articles up on the site and make the website look nice, but the site doesn't necessarily have any traffic yet. What they can do is they can go into Google Keywords, take a screenshot of how much traffic that keyword could potentially get. Then when the buyer sees the keyword heavy domain, they see the potential traffic that they can get from Google, and they can easily convince themselves that the website is worth more than it actually is. This is a lesson I've learned the hard way several times. When I bought my first few websites, I drastically overpaid for them because I was buying based on potential and not current day value. You really want to be certain that there's real traffic going to the site and the site has a decent length of traffic history. Personally, I would not even look at a site that has less than a year's worth of traffic. The second thing to look for is duplicated sites. It's quite easy for someone to write a bunch of articles and then publish those articles on multiple websites under different domain names. The seller could have 20 articles on domain A and the same 20 articles on domain B, and then go try to sell both of those websites. This is usually only a problem when you're buying starter sites that are not claiming any traffic or income to the site. That's because sites with duplicated or plagiarized content will not be ranking in Google. So if you're looking to buy a starter site that has no traffic or revenue, make sure you run all the content through a site called copyscape.com. All you have to do is put in the URL of the site and it'll run through all the content and tell you if anything is plagiarized or duplicated. Another simple thing you can do is copy and paste a few sentences into Google and see if there are multiple search results with that same content. The third thing you need to look for is fake traffic. It is super easy to buy fake traffic or fake followers. All you have to do is go on a site like Fiverr and pay someone a few dollars to get a rush of fake traffic to your site or a handful of new followers on your social profiles. A lot of the time, this fake traffic is just people or companies that have programmed bots that will visit your website, and those will register as traffic statistics on your site. So what could happen is you buy a site because you see there were 10,000 visitors on the site in the last couple months. And after you buy it, all that traffic goes away. And then you realize that traffic was worthless because it was just traffic from bots. This is why the most valuable traffic you can have to a website is Google organic traffic, also known as Google search traffic. Google search traffic is very difficult to fake, especially because you can use third-party tools to verify a website's rankings. 2 popular tools are Ahrefs and SEMrush. I'll leave links in the description to both of those if you want to check them out. By using these tools, you can see the history of a site as well as the estimated rankings and the estimated traffic to the site. So if you're looking to buy a site on a marketplace like Flippa, and the website is claiming to get a ton of traffic, and you enter that site in one of these tools like Ahrefs or SEMrush, and those tools show you that they have 0 search rankings, that is a huge red flag, and they're probably exaggerating or faking the traffic. Now, it's also best to understand that traffic does not equal revenue. Some sites can be getting very little traffic and be making a good amount of income, while other sites can be getting hundreds of thousands of views and making minimal revenue. The fourth thing you need to look for is fake sales. This can be done in a few different ways. When a website is for sale, it is fairly common that they provide screenshots of dashboards showing affiliate commissions or even their own Stripe and PayPal accounts. Obviously, screenshots can be easily faked. So the best way to verify that the screenshots are real is to ask the seller to do a video call with you, and you can watch them log into their accounts live and show you that the accounts are real. Another way you can avoid this problem is by using an escrow service like escrow.com. This way you can send the money to a third party that holds the money until both parties agree that everything is in place and that everything is verified. So you would send the money to escrow, the seller would see the money in the escrow account, and therefore you would start the transfer of assets where you are going to verify everything and look at all the accounts. And then once you confirm that all the accounts are real, then you would release the money from the escrow account to the seller. An even better process than that would be to use established brokers like Empire Flippers or FE International. The great thing about buying through a broker is that they have already verified everything ahead of time to make sure that all the traffic and sales are legit. Finally, the last thing you need to look for is if a seller is not telling you the whole story. Now, this is also not necessarily a scam. An example of this would be if someone said that the last 12 months the site has been earning $2,000 a month, and then Google does an algorithm update and all the rankings get shifted, and the few articles on the site that were making the majority of the money no longer rank high in the search results. Therefore, the revenue drops sharply. So even though the site has been making $2,000 a month for the last 12 months, now it may only be making a few $100s a month, but the seller decides to try to quickly sell the site while still being able to say that the site has earned that much money over the last 12 months. So technically the seller is not lying, but it is also deceptive and it's not the whole story. So again, to avoid this, it's best to use third-party tools like Ahrefs or SEMrush. SimilarWeb is another one. And ideally, you want to get access to the Google Analytics of the site so you can see the direct traffic live. So those are the 5 main things you need to look for when you're buying a website. Again, make sure you use third-party tools. And if you're thinking about buying a website, get in the habit of looking at more and more listings. It's kind of like buying a house. The more listings you look at, you'll start to see the good and bad of each listing, and you'll start to understand where the true value lies and what you'd be willing to pay for. You'll also be able to clearly see what you should stay away from. So let me know in the comments if you have any questions about these. If you like this video, please hit the like button for me and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.